Well, it can only be described as poetry in motion. It is our great pleasure to welcome Roger Federer to the studio.
Thank you.
Sweet 16, Roger. Describe the feeling.
Oh, it's amazing, you know, coming over here at the beginning of the year and like playing that well from the start, you know, it's a beautiful feeling, of course, you know, and take the trophy home with me is sort of the greatest thing, you know, so I'm, of course, extremely happy.
Well, talk about the matchup with Andy. You know, he's certainly one of the young guns. You guys have played in the major final before, but he's gotten you a few times. You know, how important was it for you to kind of come out there and impose yourself on him?
Well, I thought it was very physical at the beginning, you know. I think we both wanted to win the longer rallies and nobody wanted to panic, you know, and go for the bigger shot too early, so I think it got really intense in the beginning. And I think obviously the start was crucial, you know, because it was so intense, you know. And I'm happy I got the better, you know, of him in the beginning. I got that first set because I always knew I was going to have a chance if he doesn't serve, you know, really big, especially on his serve, chip in charge maybe. But I thought he actually served, you know, better than at the end of the season. So I think he's improving, you know, obviously as the years go by, and that's why I'm always happy to pick up wins against the younger guys.
But you were down 5-2 in that third set, and you didn't even look for a second like you were panicking.
Well, I mean, there's no reason to panic. I was still up 2-0, you know. Of course, if you look at the 5-2, you could maybe start panicking. But, you know, I thought I played well from the beginning till 2-5 down as well in the third, you know. So that for me, there was no reason to go like, you know what, this is probably going to end bad, you know. I was just happy the way things were going, even though I was down a break. He's one of the best return players we have in the game. And, you know, he was staying calm as well, which, you know, I wasn't surprised, but it was just impressive to see as well. So I'm happy I was able to turn it around. I was quite surprised how it ended, of course, in the breaker.
Well, talk about the breaker. You were down 5 set points in there. You had that one match point where he made an incredible get. What were your thoughts in that point in particular?
Well, I think that was the match point that ran around my backhand as well, and I crushed it, yeah. And I was like, okay, this is perfect. I got it lined up perfectly, and I saw he was standing so far back, so I was just like, you know what, I'll drop it. And he put his head down even. I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, I got him now, because putting his head up and then to play a pass is impossible. And I just hesitated for that split second, you know, because I think I could have volleyed it, but I was just like, this is thinking it's going out, and next thing you know, no, this is going in, and it was too late, you know. So that was a tough moment, because matches have been lost this way in the past as well.
What was your immediate reaction to that? Because you put your hand up like, oh, what did I do?
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, it's not too bad. I didn't lose a set yet. I'm still, you know, happy to be alive. I'm just
not fair to think that way to everybody else.
I'm always positive, you know. I always try to see the positive side, even though that could have cost me the match, the tournament. I already saw a bit of that as well, going like, oh my God. I was like, with the trophy in the hand, and somebody just ripped it out of my hands. This is kind of how I felt as well, of course.
Roger, we've been talking all day, waxing lyrical about your many, many records that you hold. What do you regard as your greatest achievement?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's maybe the Grand Slam count, you know, obviously that's being at 16 now, already being at 15, having won all the different majors, that's beautiful, you know. I guess also the consistency I've shown, you know, because I wasn't famous at all for it. I used to come on tour, be quite a, you know, a guy who could beat the top guys, but not do it consistently, and then lose against a, you know, a guy ranked way lower than me just because the day wasn't the best one, because it was too windy maybe, you know. So for me to come through and be, I think, 237 weeks in a row at #1, for me, that's incredible, you know. And obviously then the semi-finals records, and now the finals records, so many in a row. I mean, it's there's many things. It's nice playing for the history books, and but then of course, you know, it's not everything, you know.
Well, do you have a target in mind as far as slams? Because now you've broken the men's record. Is there something else you're looking at now?
No, I just take it tournament by tournament. I try to do as well as I can, and you know, I don't want to set myself a goal of, let's just say, 18, and then you don't reach that till the end of your career, and then you're like, man, I didn't achieve my goal, you know.
Oh, you okay.
Exactly. So I'm happy how far I've come already.
Well, Roger, it's your first major as a dad. I'm sure the girls are going crazy at home celebrating, as are hundreds of people who are literally standing behind every time you put your hand up to it. As we go to the break, how about you? Say goodbye to your many fans. Congratulations again on your success here. You've just delighted us again for a fortnight. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks very much.
No problem. And we'll be back with more after this.